Hello, my name is Olivier de Rivière. I'm the composer and music designer for Dying Light 2. I would like to invite you into this video series about how did I do the music for Dying Light 2. At first, we will go into general topics to explain how the music was created, and then we'll go deeper into the music systems, so you will witness everything that was made for you, the gamers. Game music is mostly considered for narration, emotion, illustration, but there is an additional dimension, the function of the music. How music can change the perspective of players in rewarding, informing, guiding, immerse, and many more functions. For about 2 decades now, I've been involving the best orchestras, musicians, engineers in the world to provide the players with the best experience I could, but I also focused a lot on the interactive music. What now is called music design is the way we explore how music could become more than just an illustration. I've created dozens of music systems that were praised by critics and, more importantly, by the players. And when I met with Techland, something new arose for me. For it was the first time I had to do music design in an open world game. To Techland, the core design of their open world is about freedom, exploration with meaning. Not much is imposed on you as a gamer. They created a story where choices do matter, and you won't have the same storyline depending on them. But equally important, you can shape the whole city depending on your actions and your choices. It was very intimidating to face such premises. But making games is never easy. The one thing I'd like to say is when I'm working on a game, I merge 2 different dimensions. The first one is the music composition. Obviously, I'm a composer, I want to write music. But the second one is the music design. And they're both working together. When I'm thinking music, I'm a gamer. The gameplay is the core of any video game, and I really want to understand what is in there so I can support it with music and create new experiences for the gamers. My collaboration with Techland lasted for 3 years. It was very intense and really rewarding. I first met with Peza, the creative director. He had a strong vision about the mood he wanted to have in the game. This time, it was not about horror, it was about empowering yourself. And all the obstacles along the way are meant to push the player to become stronger, faster, and to kick ass. Moreover, Peza wanted me to capture the broken mind of the hero, Aiden, as well as the broken city he finds himself in. This led me to think out of the box. And to capture the loneliness of Aiden, his despair, but also his hopes.
She's alive.
I wanted to have a very special instrument, something that was almost part of this world. And no one but my dear friend Nicolas Bras could come up with such an idea. He built a new instrument called the Electric Psaltery. This instrument really brought to the game this unique sound that captures so much what we intended to have. For the Infected, it's a different story. We wanted something soulless, so I've used gritty synth sounds with saturation, distortion, and some strong post-process. I also wanted them to feel engaging and fun to fight because somehow, Dying Light 2 is a really fun game to experience. And nothing is more fun than hitting dead meat with some hard banger in the background. But Dying Light 2 is more than just a fun game. It's also a story with very different emotions. With the huge scale of the city, it became obvious that we needed an orchestra, but not the typical symphonic orchestra. This time, I needed something otherworldly, something that could capture this theme of broken world, and I couldn't think of anyone else but the London Contemporary Orchestra. They have this unique creativity with their instruments that is now the DNA of the soundtrack. Let's move on to the music design. People that know my work won't be surprised for what I did in Dying Light 2. However, it was new for me to work on an open world, and we really wanted to explore what we could do with music and open world narration and functions. You can't think the same way as for a linear game. We didn't want to separate the open world from the narration, and so I had to think how to build the system so it's consistent for both narration and players' freedom. Let's go a little off topic now, and let's talk about film scoring. Basically, it's about putting music to the picture. Well, to me, music design is about putting music to the player's actions. One of the basic systems would be exploration and fight, and you would go from one to the other. In Dying Light 2, we have dozens of unique music systems, and each of them has a very specific way of playing with music and players' actions. Parkour, fight, radio towers, dark zones, and to have multiple music systems is something useful for players. Not only because you will break the normalization of the music, but also you will give feedback to the players. But what about the story? And this is where Dying Light 2 is going to the next level in my view. We've made the story system go through all the systems accordingly to where you are in the main story. So to summarize, we had to give to each activity a unique engagement, follow the story decisions in the main quest, but also follow the world decisions in the city. And all of this in a non-linear experience to give freedom to the players and to keep the coherency with the story. You can start a main quest, take some decisions, leave at any moment, do an activity, shape the world around you, and go back where you left the main quest seamlessly, at any time, in any order. In the next episode, we will go deeper into the music system for the parkour. Stay tuned, thank you for listening, and see you.
Merci.